Think of the most terrifying creature you can imagine. Got it? Now imagine something even scarier. Today we're journeying back in time, way before the Tyrannosaurus Rex ever stomped the Earth, to uncover 5 of the most horrifying monsters that once ruled our planet. These are the true OG Titans, the nightmares of the Paleozoic era. Forget what you thought you knew about prehistoric life, because things are about to get weird, and frankly, a little terrifying. So buckle up, because this is a trip to a world you've never seen before, a world teeming with creatures, straight out of a horror movie. Are you ready to meet the real monsters of the ancient world? Our first stop is the Permian period, around 295 million years ago. Imagine a creature that looks like a giant lizard had a baby with a sailboat. That's the Edaphosaurus. This beast could grow up to 11 feet long. That's bigger than a modern-day saltwater crocodile. But its size isn't the weirdest part. Sprouting from its back was a massive skin-covered sail, supported by long, bony spines. And these spines weren't just simple rods. They had little crossbars sticking out, making it look like a spiky, organic ship's mast. Scientists believe this sail wasn't just for show. It likely helped the Edaphosaurus control its body temperature, soaking up the sun's rays to warm up quickly in the morning and get a head start on its day. While it was actually a herbivore, munching on plants, can you imagine seeing that silhouette on the horizon? A hulking reptile with a bizarre spiky fin on its back, lumbering through the ancient swamps? It's a stark reminder that nature's early drafts were sometimes stranger than fiction. It might not have been a meteor, but its sheer size and alien appearance would be enough to send a shiver down anyone's spine. Now, let's wade back a bit further, to about 375 million years ago. Life was taking its first tentative steps out of the water. And one of the pioneers of this massive evolutionary leap was a creature called Tiktaalik. Its name means large freshwater fish in the Inuktitut language, but calling it just a fish is a massive understatement. Tiktaalik was a fascinating hybrid, a missing link between fish and land animals. It had the scales, gills, and fins of a fish. But it also had a flattened skull like a crocodile, a mobile neck, and most importantly, sturdy fin bones that resembled the limb bones of early amphibians. These weren't just floppy fins. They were strong enough to prop up its body in shallow water and even haul itself onto the muddy banks. Picture this: a 3-foot-long fish-like creature with eerie, primitive eyes, pushing itself out of the murky water, its muscular fins digging into the mud. It was likely an ambush predator, lurking in the shallows, waiting for smaller fish or invertebrates to swim by. Tiktaalik represents a terrifying transition the moment the hunters of the deep decided the land was their next buffet. It was the first step toward a world where predators no longer just swam, they walked. The oceans were ruled by a group of creatures known as eurypterids, or sea scorpions. And the king of them all was the Pterygotus. This was not your average scorpion. This was an aquatic nightmare that could grow up to an astonishing 8 feet long, making it one of the largest arthropods to have ever lived. Imagine a scorpion the size of a grizzly bear, but built for speed and power in the water. It had a long, segmented body, a pair of paddle-like appendages for swimming, and at the front, a pair of enormous claws, or chelicerae. These weren't your typical crab claws for crushing. Oh no. The pincers of Pterygotus were long, slender, and armed with sharp blade-like teeth. They were essentially a pair of massive organic serrated knives, perfect for grabbing and shredding its prey. It would have hunted large armored fish and other invertebrates, snatching them from the water with its horrifying claws. It's the kind of creature that makes you glad you weren't around for a swim back in the Silurian. We're now going even deeper in time, to the Ordovician period, around 470 million years ago. The oceans were home to something truly colossal. Meet the Cameroceras. This was an ancestor of modern squids and octopuses, but it looked nothing like them. Instead of a soft body, Cameroceras lived inside a massive, straight, cone-shaped shell. And when I say massive, I mean it. Fossil evidence suggests this shell could reach lengths of over 20 feet, maybe even up to 30 feet. That's longer than a modern-day great white shark. Imagine a gigantic ice cream cone, but it's made of shell and jet-propelling itself through the ocean. It likely had large, powerful eyes to spot prey in the dim ocean light, and a formidable beak to crush the shells of its victims like trilobites and sea scorpions. Cameroceras was the apex predator of its era, an unstoppable behemoth slowly cruising the ancient seas. The sheer scale of this creature is mind-boggling. It was a slow-moving but relentless giant, a true leviathan of the deep, a silent, shelled torpedo of death that ruled the Ordovician oceans with sheer, overwhelming size. Finally, we arrive at our number one most terrifying creature before the dinosaurs. Brace yourself, because this one is the stuff of pure nightmares. Let's fast forward to the early Permian, about 290 million years ago. Lurking in the oceans was a shark-like fish called Helicoprion. Now, sharks are scary enough, but Helicoprion took it to a whole new level of bizarre horror. In its lower jaw, it had a tooth whorl. Imagine a circular saw blade made of teeth, coiled up in a terrifying spiral. As the fish grew, new teeth would form, pushing the older teeth into the center of the coil. For over a century, scientists were baffled by this fossil. They didn't know where it went. Was it on its nose? On its tail? It wasn't until modern scans that they realized this buzzsaw was located deep inside its lower jaw. When Helicoprion closed its mouth, this spiral of razor-sharp teeth would rotate backwards, slicing and dicing soft-bodied prey like squid. Picture it, a 25-foot-long predator swimming towards you, opening its mouth to reveal not just rows of teeth, but a spinning saw blade of death. The dinosaurs had their T-Rex, but the Paleozoic had the Helicoprion, a creature with a built-in spiral saw for a jaw. And there you have it, 5 creatures that prove the prehistoric world was far more terrifying long before the first dinosaur ever hatched. From the sail-backed Edaphosaurus to the walking fish Tiktaalik, the giant sea scorpion Pterygotus, the colossal Cameroceras, and the buzz-saw-jawed Helicoprion, these ancient monsters redefine what it means to be a prehistoric beast.
Owie.
They are a testament to the wild and sometimes horrifying experiments of evolution. So the next time you think of ancient life, remember that the age of dinosaurs was just one chapter in Earth's incredibly long and terrifying history. What do you think is the scariest creature on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the deep past, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. We'll see you in the next one.